Ray Dalio knows what it means to lose everything. Not in theory, not in some abstract financial sense, but in real public, humiliating collapse. In 1982, after years of building a name in finance, Dalio made a bold prediction that the American economy was headed for a depression. He bet everything on it. He was wrong. What followed wasn't a setback. It was devastation. His clients fled. His firm, Bridgewater Associates, nearly collapsed. He had to lay off every employee. He borrowed money from his father to keep the lights on. One of the most brilliant minds in the markets had overplayed his hand and paid the price. But this wasn't the end. It was the beginning. Dalio could have quit, disappeared, spent the rest of his life as a cautionary tale. Instead, he chose the hard road, the Spartan road. He faced the pain, studied his failure, confronted his ego, and from the wreckage, he began again. That collapse became the crucible. Dalio rebuilt Bridgewater, not just as a fund, but as a machine for disciplined decision-making. He developed systems to minimize human weakness, algorithms to catch bias, a culture of radical truth and radical transparency. It was unforgiving, precise, demanding, but it worked. Over decades, Bridgewater became one of the most successful hedge funds in history. Yet that's not the part that matters here. Not the billions, not the accolades. What matters is the mindset that emerged from ruin, the philosophy forged in failure. Dalio didn't just recover, he evolved. At the heart of his system is a Spartan code: detach from emotion, accept reality, embrace brutal feedback. Pain plus reflection equals progress. Weakness must be named before it can be overcome. He turned his firm into a dojo of the mind. Meetings were recorded, mistakes analyzed, disagreements welcomed, even required. No one was above critique, not even Dalio. Especially not Dalio, because he knew what unchecked confidence could do. He had lived it. This wasn't management, it was discipline. He developed principles, not just a book, but a way of thinking. A framework to train the mind against delusion, to prioritize truth over comfort. He taught his team to look at themselves with cold clarity, to use failure as a mirror, to build not on hope, but on evidence. The Spartan mindset demands this kind of rigor. It rejects excuses. It requires that you bleed in private so you don't die in public. Dalio made bleeding the process. He didn't avoid pain. He made it the teacher. But this transformation wasn't limited to business. Over time, Dalio turned outward. He began sharing his principles publicly, speaking on long-term cycles of rise and decline, warning of global debt, political dysfunction, and the decay of empires. His voice shifted from investor to strategist, from making money to making sense of the world's deeper patterns. He wasn't selling fear. He was offering tools for thinking, tools for weathering storms. And always, beneath the systems and spreadsheets, was the man who had once lost it all, who had stared into failure and refused to blink. Ray Dalio is not a warrior in the traditional sense, but his discipline, his humility in the face of collapse, and his lifelong battle with his own ego make him something just as rare, a builder forged in fire. He teaches that success without failure is shallow, that clarity comes through contradiction, that resilience is earned, not inherited. The Spartan mindset is not about never falling. It's about who you become after you fall. Dalio's story isn't about money. It's about the war within, between arrogance and discipline, instinct and reason, comfort and clarity. He lost that war once. He never lost it again. That is the mindset he now teaches, one forged in pain, fueled by humility, and built to endure. Order the Spartan mindset today and embark on your journey toward becoming the leader your world needs. Let your struggles forge you into a warrior of character and resolve. The Spartan mindset provides a comprehensive and actionable guide to personal development and resilience. Available now for just $19.99. Purchase your copy from the links in the description box below and on this channel's homepage. Because your future begins with the right mindset. The Spartan mindset.